Hey, truth seekers, welcome back. Zach here. It's April 23rd, 2017, the 113th day of the year. If you missed the last post I put out, the organic side of Gematria, very important post. I'm going to link it in the description. There's one thing I forgot to talk about, so this is it, the addendum to the video I just put out. I want to talk about the connection between the word apocalypse and revelation and this verse about perseverance in the final book of the Bible, Revelation 21:7 from the King James Version. He that overcometh shall inherit all things, and I will be his God, and he shall be my son. The verse about overcoming adversity, the definition of perseverance. Perseverance has always been my word. When I learned what that word was as a child, I said, that's my word. I like everything that it means. Never giving up, being determined to overcome. And I think it's a word everybody should live by. I've been living by perseverance ever since I learned of it. I must have been 7 or 8 years old when that was a new word to me. But anyhow, this verse about perseverance from the final book of the Bible, Revelation, I want to talk about the word apocalypse, which has gematria of 113. Just like perseverance. Today's April 23rd, the 113th day of the year. The word apocalypse comes from the Greek vocabulary, and it means to uncover, to reveal something. Just like we call the final book of the Bible with that verse, Revelation, reveal, revelation, a surprising and previously unknown fact, especially one that is made known in a dramatic way. The divine or supernatural disclosure to humans of something relating to human existence or the world. So apocalypse has the 113 connection. We're talking about revelation. We're talking about its relation to perseverance. Look at this. A few more interesting notes. The word apocalypse, which essentially is a synonym of revelation, shares this gematria 49. Apocalypse and Revelation, both 49. Revelation, the 66th book of most Bibles. When you write out 66, has this gematria 49. Just like persevere. And yours truly, this is a word I hung on to when I learned it as a child. I was born July 21st, 1983. A date with a life lesson number of 49. Used to always write my name on my papers, Zach Hubbard, what most people have called me growing up. Again, notice how that 21:7 connects with perseverance, Revelation 21:7. Also, since it's April 23rd, the 113th day of the year, I was raised by my mother and father, my mother a Lutheran, my father from a household that didn't have any spiritual faith. What my dad learned, even though he wasn't a Christian, I don't think my dad ever went to church a single day in his life as a child, but what he learned along the way was the golden rule, which comes right from the Bible and the teaching of Jesus. Teach or treat other people the way you want to be treated. And honestly, for all you religious folk out there, for all you Christians or whatever your belief is, I honestly think the two most important spiritual teachings are the golden rule, treat other people the way you want to be treated. But remember, that doesn't have to mean you have to be some, soft marshmallow that will lay down for anything. Jesus, who told people to live by the golden rule, also said that he didn't come to bring peace, he came to bring the sword. That's Matthew 10:34. Jesus came to bring the sword, not peace. And the reason he said that is because he knew he lived in a vile and sick world. But even though he knew that, he still said you still got to treat people right. You got to give them the benefit of the doubt. And then if they prove otherwise, that's what the sword's for. But notice, golden rule also sums to 49, tying in so nicely, Read Revelation 21:7, read the red letter Bibles, which are, if you don't know what a red letter Bible is, the first 4 books of the New Testament, that's the gospel, the story of Jesus. There's Bibles where the text is read where Jesus spoke. So if you just want to read all the things Jesus said in the Bible, you just read the gospel and you read through the red letters. And that's where you can see things such as where Jesus said he didn't come to bring peace, he came to bring the sword. Came for justice. So anyway, just wanted to share these last final notes. I meant to have this in the last video with it being the 113th day of the year, what inspired me to do the video on this day. So just want to share this 1 second piece for all you truth seekers out there. A lot of people called into my radio show this last Wednesday and were sounding down and out, exhausted because people aren't seeing the truth. Remember, in the Bible, a lot of truth is spoken. In the Bible, it clearly states that most people are blind. Most people will never see truth. That's where the quote comes from, the one-eyed man is king in, the land of the blind. That's where you live. You live in the land of the blind. And if you can see, if you have eyes to see, you're one of those rare people the Bible spoke about. Treat other people right. But for the disrespectful people, don't forget it, The golden rule, it only applies until somebody can't return the courtesy. Then out comes the sword. All right, truth seeker. Until next time.